Here with me is Dr. Nawal Al-Hosany, the permanent representative of the UAE to IRENA. Thank you so much for joining us on Leader Network.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for being here.
Absolutely, our pleasure. It's really important that we have conversations that strengthen and deepen energy access, particularly in deprived and underserved communities. It'll be good for us to know the role that IRENA is playing in ensuring the successful implementation of the COP28 agreements.
We're very excited to have you here, but it's also very excited to be convening as we speak the 14th Assembly of IRENA. Why this is important? Because we have in the membership of IRENA 169 countries. Those 169 countries are together on this platform basically to aim to increase and accelerate the adaptation of renewables. And this is why this partnership between COP28, the presidency, and IRENA in this specific target is very important, it's very critical. IRENA will play or is playing a very important role in ensuring that there is knowledge transfer, there is understanding of policies that needs to be introduced, how countries can provide an enabling environment for renewables investment, providing platforms for funding, which is very important. As you know, IRENA has the Climate Investment Platform, but also have ETAF, which is Energy Transitional Accelerator Finance Platform. So those things are extremely important for both developed and developing countries, where we can have an important projects to be introduced, and where we can basically connect funders with funding and ensure projects that can be implemented. So we look up to IRENA to take a leadership role in the implementation of the tripling renewables and doubling energy efficiency by 2030.
Let's talk a bit about the historic agreement of the UAE consensus Bifri. What are your thoughts around this?
So we're extremely proud of this successful outcome. As exactly as you said, it was a historical moment for many reasons. First of all, for the first time ever, you had an agenda adopted on the first 20 minutes maybe, and this never happened before. The loss and damage fund, that not only that it was endorsed and operationalized, but also there has been real commitment that were put into it. The full inclusivity of the participation, it was one of the most attended COPs ever historically. Logistically, it was phenomenal because for the first time you have the blue zone and the green zone very much accessible between them, and that led to a very active participation from civil society and private sector, and also, which is extremely important, youth. We had great engagement of youth. The UAE managed to institutionalize now the role of the youth champion. And this is for the first time ever it happens. And with that in mind, now we're going to have this in future COPs. Another important point of credit to be given to COP28 is the inclusivity of the all nations. Like we never had nature, that level of inclusion, but we never had topics such as nature, health. All those topics were never part of the main agenda. Was not part of the real or the core agenda of COP. But we have all those pledges and commitments addressing all very diverse and interesting. COP managed to secure in the new financial commitments $85.1 billion. Again, that was a very new and unheard of achievement. The engagement of indigenous people. That again was very important for our presidency, and we managed to successfully deliver on our commitment. So it was I think we achieved a lot of success when it comes to the political negotiation part. We for the first time ever in the history of COPs 28 years down the line, we had language around fossil fuel in the final outcome, and everybody thought that is going to be impossible, given
the historic,
historical thing. But we did have this consensus, and it was a consensus. So we managed to deliver a very successful negotiated text, and we also had historical pledges and commitment and declarations from the world. Back to your point about the renewables target. Already 133 countries committed to that pledge, and we know that more countries are going to be signing up as we move on. And the UAE is very keen to ensure that we're going to move from the pledges and the commitments to the action and the implementation, and and that's why we already established the Troika between the three presidency, UAE, Azerbaijan, and Brazil. And we are already moving very aggressively and successfully towards a successful implementation of the UAE consensus outcome.
Thank you so much for your time. I mean, I look forward to how all of these things would unfold in terms of all of the consensus and then the agreements and the implementation, most importantly, so that by COP29, we are then really announcing the results. Thank you so much,
Absolutely.
Dr. Nawal, for your time.